We did it, guys. We just got back from Dana White's amusement park. Only the second time we've been. Only 2 rides got condemned. 1 got shut down. All of the food got recalled. Work in progress. Nonetheless, had a lot of fun. And I learned that last episode, I'm basically a fucking genie because I went 5 for 6. Realistically, went 6 for 6. I'm going to critique myself a little bit, though. Last episode of the career roller coaster, all 3 of the guys on the downhill, Colby Covington, Bobby Green, and Cody Garbrandt, nailed them. Could not have gotten better. None of them have even fought since then, except for Cody, who had vertigo and fought Davison Figueiredo. Like, duh, no shit, you're going to lose. Could not have gotten those any better. For the guys on the come up, I did good. I said Josh Van would be a top 2 contender. He's literally the number 1 contender fighting for the championship next. Couldn't have done better. I also said Malcolm Wellmaker would be top 10-ish, doing good. I thought he would have beat Ewing. What was it, Esteban or Sebastian? I forget his name. But Ethan, it was Ethan Ewing. I thought he would have beat Ewing. He didn't. We see weaknesses in his game, but he's still much higher ranked, has gotten a lot better. And other than pacing, I think Wellmaker's a really, really good prospect, especially at 35. He's big for the class, super lanky. He's not as young as I thought he was, but coming into the sport young, does that make sense? Like young in his career. I think he hasn't taken a lot of wear and tear. He'll be fine. The one I critique myself on is Michael Morales. If you come down here, when I made this video, Michael Morales was right here, I believe. I think he had just knocked out Neil Magny. Or maybe the fight was happening in like the next day, something like that, right? Not only does he starch Neil Magny in a round, that's pretty impressive. He then goes on to first round flush KO UFC future Hall of Famer and legend Gilbert Burns. This man is no slouch or pushover by the welterweight division standards at fucking all. Killer grappler, phenomenal chin, elite toughness. I mean, there's been so many times he puts cannon-like force into a kick, and I think he's going to break his shin in half. And he's just immensely tough. To be able to knock him out in a round, even at his age, is insanely impressive. So what do? They send you straight up to the number 2 contender in the entire world who's promised a title shot because he's just smothered everybody else. Smothered him to death. What did he do to Sean Brady? He knocked him out cold in a round. His last 3 fights, he has fought 3 ranked guys who have progressively gotten better and closer to their primes, and he has knocked them out easier and easier and easier every single time. That is not what I predicted. I predicted he would be like a 7th ranked guy with a decision here or there. Like, this is nuts. So I'm not going to give myself full credit. I said he'd be on the come up. I did not say that he would be dominating the division the way he is right now. So respect to him. 5 for 6 is pretty good for me. And we're hopping into episode 2 of the UFC career roller coaster, baby. Strap in, arms and legs in the vehicle. Let's get to it. Guys, I promise you've never been on a roller coaster that started going down and was any good. We've got to start going up, man. Quillen fucking Scowl killed Mike. Going out there fucking the minority hunter, mate. I just fucking love watching this guy. Check this out. We put him against Jubilee. Right hand literally paralyzes the man. I'm fully convinced this was a setup fight. Or that Jubilee is like one of those dive fighters. Because there's no way you had any business in that octagon. Go fuck yourself, you suck. Don't think he's won a fight, period. Let's go ahead and oh my God, what did I just click on? 7-2, don't care. You've lost the only 2 fights that anyone's ever heard of. Yeah, no, you suck. Get out of here. On top of that, this was a really entertaining fight to watch. I thought that Quillen would be able to finish him at some point just because that's all I've seen him do. I've seen him be high energy, high risk, knock people out. And then we get here. No. I want to go on the... God, fucking Quillen Scowl killed Mike. Dude, Michael Bisping can never get this guy's name right, and it's so funny to me. This fight was way, way bad at first. Look at these. 1 knockdown, 1 sit. Cool. You don't really see anything here. 0 for 4 on takedown attempts. And it's not just 0 for 4. These were 4 of the ugliest, sloppiest, least properly executed takedown attempts I've ever laid eyes on. And that's including me. Like I suck at wrestling. I have the athleticism of a mule that's been dead for 3 days. Like, but these looked terrible. Literally looked like he was throwing the fight on purpose. And then whips a head kick. Headshot, dead. Pulled him out of the fire. I didn't expect it at all. Like, going into the fight, I was fully expecting Quillen to look great, do good on the feet, put out some energy, be efficient. That's not what I saw at all. I saw shitty takedowns with a couple of jabs. He looked like tight and stiff. And even then, he's still capable of knocking out the best competitor he's fought yet. A lot of people, shout out Bedtime MMA, fucking casuals, man. Casuals are going to say, who the fuck is this guy? Nasrat Haqparast is pretty fucking solid, bro. You win 2 out of every 3 fights you face. He's beat Jared Gordon, or Flash Gordon, whatever the fuck you want to call him. This dude has wins over some notable names. I was just talking about how Bobby Green sucks, so maybe not a good time to look at that. This is 3 years ago. But the dude's a veteran. He's been around for like 5 years, and we don't normally see him get handled like that. So it's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive for the fucking kid, you say to me. For Quillen, how old is he right now? 25. I think in the lightweight division, he's going to have a hard time because there's a lot of guys coming up, like the Ignacio Bahamondes that are in that 25. They're really young, that are going to be around for a long time, that look really, really talented. Lightweight is going to have a new version of Charles, Dustin, Justin, Eddie, Frankie, like all these guys that lasted for a decade. They're coming back, just different names and different forms. I would really like to see Quillen just be a fucking Eddie Alvarez, Dustin Poirier type guy. He just goes in there for bangers, for fan fights, maybe avoids a little more CTE than Eddie, gets a little more CTE than Justin. It'd be a perfect mix. If he can clean up those fucking takedown attempts, maybe he becomes like a championship caliber guy. I don't see that yet. We're 11 fights into the professional career, and we still look like we're about to shit ourselves sometimes. I see Quillen Scalkid by the end of 2026 probably being a top 10 or so ranked lightweight in the UFC. My doesn't fucking matter. Middleweight, welterweight, deadweight. Cut Jack Hermanson. This is not on the way down. This is like the operator of the ride hit the button to stop the ride and forcibly remove somebody from it. That is what we need to do to Jack Hermanson. Do not give this guy a fight. Do not sign any contracts. Don't offer him to anyone. Just make him retire slowly. What are we doing? Not only did he get knocked out by the GOAT, the greatest martial artist of all time, Miktek Oralbai, it was admittedly not even a flush shot. Let's just call what we saw. He barely hit the guy, grazed him. I wouldn't even call it a temple shot truly. Like, ridiculous. I could not believe what I was watching. On top of that, we're fighting just 5 months, June, July, August, September, October, November. We have 5 months after getting knocked the fuck out. If you guys saw this, it was bad. It was bad. And we all knew it was coming. Jack fucking Hermanson against a guy we call RoboCop. Should probably be called Terminator. Should probably be walking around in handcuffs because he's a human weapon. I don't know why we gave him Gregory Rodriguez. I don't know what kind of favor Greg had. I don't know what Jack did to piss off Hunter Campbell. We don't need to see this ever again. Somebody make Jack Hermanson retire. Get him a wife and a bunch of children and take his old ass elsewhere. Like, I love watching him. He's like our Paul Craig. Like, he's able to pull off random victories. I don't expect him to beat Curtis Blades. I don't expect him to beat Joe Pyfer, especially not in 2024 when he's old and fucking useless. I would figure Edmund Shabazian would rip. That's 2021? Bro, I forget how little he fights. But not like, I don't understand. I don't think I can think off the top of my head without using that one highlight Jack Hermanson's ever been in that was positive for him. With Paul Craig, I can think about throwing up the triangle against Magomed Ankalaev and breaking Jamal Hill's arm. I understand Jack's pulled off some shit like that, but he's not as cool. He doesn't have the aura, and he gets knocked out and takes more damage way more often. Just call it a day, bro. Get off the ride. If you have watched literally any of my videos in the last 6 months, you would know that I have done everything in my ability to discredit, defame, and invalidate Waldo Cortez Acosta's accomplishments. And I'm here to say, I'm still fucking doing it. There's no way. There's no way. I do want to say he's on the way up. It's undeniable. Like, he's the 5th ranked heavyweight in the world. You hear Michael Bisping say it all the time. 3 fights at heavyweight, that's all you really need. Or no, it's Joe Rogan. He's like, 3 fights at heavyweight, that's all you really need, man. After you get 3 fights at heavyweight, you're right there. You're right there in the title shot, man. Like, Cain Velasquez, Stipe Miocic. 3 is really all it takes, man. This division's hunting. We don't need to hunt anymore. We've got our guy. He's a fucking hunter. He doesn't put his hands up. He just leans back, throws the right hand, leans to the left, leans back, throws the left hand, leans to the right. I mean, it is clockwork. I'm watching him like I'm watching people who suck at play UFC 5. Does that make sense? Like, I'm watching them and I want them to do something specific so I can counter it. And they do it every fucking time. The only difference is he's doing this to real people. Real ranked heavyweight contenders. I thought Shamil Gaziev was going to be the blob of all blobs. I thought he was going to walk through everybody just because it would have been funny. White Daniel Cormier, Russian Daniel Cormier. I would have loved to see that. What am I getting here? Because when you look at the everything here, you can't really take him down. He's got good head movement, blocks a lot of shots, halfway accurate. He wins by both ways. I didn't know he had a submission. Good for you, bro. And then you just come down here, 2025, 2025, 2025, 2025, 2025. If they would have booked the Derek Lewis fight for the December 13th card or December 6th, whatever the last one for the year is, he would have the heavyweight record for fights in a year and wins in a year. Blob, total blob, random guy, showed up, what, a year and a half ago? 2 years ago? 2 years. Has he been around longer than that? 2 years ago. Okay, well, 2.5, sorry. Win. He lost it. Okay, that's surprising. Win. Not surprising. This guy fucking sucks. I probably should have watched this fight. Was this Robelis's debut? Because I did watch his debut. Oh, no, you're right. So I watched both of these. I watched him lose both of these fights. Losing to Austin Lane's fucking embarrassing, bro. But regardless, I thought Gaziev would be what Waldo is. It just works. I'm not here to critique his skill because there's not a lot of it. I'm not here to break down what magical shaman-like ability he has because I don't fucking know. This is just a Dominican guy who got tired of playing baseball and is now throwing two seams at people's jaw. It works. I'm entertained by it because I'm hate watching. You know how people used to watch Ilya just in hopes that he'd get chinned or subbed or something? That's me with Waldo. But I cannot deny that he is on the fastest, most steep incline a roller coaster has ever seen in the Dana White amusement park history. Chat, can I get a RIP Benny? I had Beneil Dariush winning the BSD fight all the way up until the week before when I saw the interview, not the presser, not like the press conference or where they have all the guys in the press room. It was a one-on-one interview that he had with some reporter, and the guy goes, "Is it your last one? Do you know when that's coming up?" Couldn't even get the question out, and Beneil just goes, man, I don't know, man. I try not to think about those. You know, like I'm just here in the moment, and I'm getting there. You know, I'm definitely closer to the end than the beginning. Dude, what? No. If you are thinking about retiring 7 days before the fight, you should just be retiring. You should have it in your brain. All right, I'm going to retire. Boom, I'm going to go out here and give this dude everything I've got. Instead, you're ripped in half, 50-50. You couldn't decide what you wanted. Got absolutely fucking chinned, and now you're like, damn, dude, I can't go out sad like that. I got to go in there. No! You're going to go out sad like that every time now. And it's not because you're bad. It's not because you're unskilled. It's not because you can't strike. It's because you've been doing MMA since the 1300s. Since the fucking Malaysian Empire was around. You've been inventing judo and jiu-jitsu, bro. We get it. You're a vet. I love Beneil Dariush. Charles almost knocked you out by accident. Just keep that in mind. You were on the ground from a shot Charles was not trying to finish you with. BSD just had you face down, ass up, tooted, arch in your back, face down in front of 40,000 people in 20 seconds. Like, this is the same thing as Cody Garbrandt. I would really like for them to just give you a bum and go about your business and let you win a fight. But you're in the lightweight division, dude. Matter of fact, let's go look at the lightweight rankings right now. Because they're probably going to give you to another young guy. They're going to feed you to Mauricio Rufy or Ignacio Bahamondes. I see it now. So help me God, I see it now. Even if they were to give you Michael Chandler, you'd get suplexed until you lost. Running a rematch with Moicano does no good for either of you, and he is a little less beaten and old. I would like to not see that fight again. You would die against Fiziev. We're not even going to talk about this. Any of these guys are out of the question. Honestly, how is Dan Hooker ranked 6th? The man hasn't fought in 2.5 years and just got assaulted. I think Matauj beats Dan Hooker. I think Paddy beats Dan. I think BSD and Dan would be the best fight I've ever fucking seen. I think Fiziev beats Dan. Dan and Moicano would be a boring fight, but I think Dan wins. Give me Dan and Chandler again. But, dude, Beneil Dariush loses to any of these guys down here. I'm surprised Grant's ranked above them. Regardless, call it, Unc. Please call it. I don't want to see you lose 30 times. I don't want to see a Tony Ferguson run. And it's not like, look at this, bro. You beat Moicano like you should have. Good job. You lost to Arman Sarukian. So is everyone else. You lost to Charles Oliveira. So is everyone else. You beat Mateusz Gamrot not that long ago. Like, realistically, you should probably just run with that. You should be like, man, this guy's still fighting in the top of the division. He's one of the best in the world. I beat him not too long ago. If they give you a can, I need you to step on it and run, bro. Or else I do see a Tony Ferguson run coming for Beneil Dariush. The ride has started, and he is dropping. It's not like they hit the start button and the roller coaster's dropping right now. No. Like, the power died and there's no brake system. And he is flying freight train Mach fuck down this career. All right? Please call it. Chat, hear me out. Hear me out, chat. I promise this is not an entry. This is like a meme entry. This is like the criteria, the legend to get in here. 23-3. Cool nickname. Big fan base. 7 wins by knockout, 10 submission, 9 fight win streak. That's great. That's a picture of Valentina Shevchenko. I understand that Paddy's good at MMA. But when we get down here, in the last 4 years, we'll call it. 3. We'll go 3 years. You beat a guy who's just now learning how to fight MMA. Jordan Levitt, I love him to death. Monkey King, funny guy. He's looked better than ever in his last 2 performances, so we can just say this was a bad Jordan Levitt. You fought Flash Gordon. You lost this fight, and you know it. That's why you had to cope with such big actions and words after it. Afterwards, we give you Tony Ferguson, in which you're breathing out of your mouth, gasping for air, damn near dead, after 14 minutes with a 40-year-old Tony Ferguson who hasn't won a fight in like 6 years at this point. There's levels to this shit. So we give you Bobby Green after that. Literally the guy who just fought Tony Ferguson. You get a submission. Like, congratulations, you submitted a guy in the first round, and it was disgusting. You put him straight to sleep. Cool. That's what you're supposed to do in that situation. There was nothing else anyone expected you to do. It's not a matter of you did good by submitting him in the first round. It's if you did anything less, we would have had less faith in you. So then you go against Michael Chandler. You have a great performance against Michael Chandler. You finish him better than most guys do. Congratulations on that part. Michael's 40 now and has only fought killers. I'm not surprised if he's beat up and washed. Paddy does not have one singular fight on his resume where I'm like, damn, this guy could really hang with some of the top guys in the world. We were just talking about Dan Hooker. I don't think Dan Hooker's ever going to be a top 6 guy in the world like he's ranked right now. I don't think he is a top 6 guy. But he's proven he can be really close. He has had competitive fights, specifically the Dustin Poirier fight, with some of the best in the world, some of world champion level guys. Paddy doesn't have that. He fought a guy who was that a decade ago, lost to a guy who's never been ranked, and then beat up a guy who only loses to dudes. Like, loses to dudes sounded crazy, but Michael Chandler's only lost since he came into the UFC. He's won one fight, pretty sure it was the Dan Hooker fight. Correct me if I'm wrong. Beat Dan Hooker in 2021. Has not won since. Lost a title fight. Lost a title fight. Or no. Yeah, lost a title fight. Like, why are we still treating him like he's in his prime, or like he just came over, or like he's still going to be a champion? Paddy Pimblett is on the most pseudo run I've ever seen up the roller coaster. And I don't understand it, because you come down here, I think Dan Hooker loses, but it's going to be because of his grappling, not because, like, Dan Hooker has a hole in his game that Paddy would expose. I wholeheartedly believe that Mateusz Gamrot can beat Paddy Pimblett any day of the year. Striking, yeah, I'd probably give it to Paddy. Striking defense, I'm going to give it to Mateusz, because Paddy just... Moskowska, we don't get knocked out. Any punch he's going to get fucking starched against Ilia Topuria. There's a good chance Gaethje's able to find that chin and just put him the fuck to sleep, which I would love to see. That validates Gaethje. Hasn't knocked anyone out with his hands since 2019. Only got one head kick KO since then. And admittedly, I can't believe he caught Dustin like that. I thought Dustin was going to win that fight. This is a pseudo run. This is the type of shit I don't want to see. Like, I've got to put him in the video. He's gone up. He was unranked a year and a half ago. But, like, I genuinely think Ignacio Bahamondes would beat Paddy Pimblett. If you get him on the ground, Ignacio's submission game is sneaky disgusting. And Paddy would be terrified to strike with someone the length of Ignacio. I think that if Rufy could learn any type of grappling defense, he would give Paddy a lot of problems. There's no way there's 7 guys that fit this gap. Because Max Holloway is putting hands on Pimblett. Oliveira is putting hands on Pimblett. Sarukian, hands on Pimblett. Not even going to talk about what him would do to him. It'd be fucking disgusting. There's featherweights that I genuinely think at 45 would beat Paddy at 55. No joke. This is a pseudo bullshit run, but I have to put him in the video. The dude's climbed 15 spots. I am praying Justin Gaethje pauses this elevator so bad. 12 first-round finishes. Somehow has 3 submissions. 13 KO victories. Elite athleticism. Completely dog shit at the sport. Absolutely blows my mind every time someone's like, Kai Asakura, he's going to dominate the division. He just needs time to adjust. It's a different rule set. It's a different level of competition. That part right there. You can take back everything you said, and you can replay that last part. Level of competition. This dude thought he was going to come into the UFC and just get his way. He got played with by Pantoja. And then Tim Elliott, he had one good round. One good round. Not even a full round 1 was good, I'd say. By the end of round 1, he was starting to look a little gassed, a little tired. He overthrew. He thought he was going to kill. Tim Elliott has not won a important fight in probably 5 years. So let's be real. Like, when's the last time? I don't even know who the fuck this is. I don't care. Ulanbekov, this is when he first started his career. I don't care. You beat... Has it been more than 5 years since you beat someone that mattered? Roy Vault, 5 years ago, you lost to someone that mattered. That was the first time. Dude, he literally hasn't won anything meaningful in such a long time. And then to come back and show that Asakura is not only the level of striker we thought he was, he's so much worse on the ground than we thought he was. Get this guy the fuck out of here. He talked about moving divisions, and then when he realized that the next division would be even worse because the guys are even stronger, he said, oh fuck, let me go back to Ryzen. Bro, that's the smartest thing you can do right now if you want to save your career. Because your shit, it's like someone paused the game in Gmod. They paused that shit, picked you up, moved you 3 feet to the right, and as soon as we unpause the game, there's no roller coaster for you anymore. You're falling straight the fuck down, okay? Need you to grasp that. I thought we would be looking at let me go to the flyweights real quick. I figured he'd beat Loner, Bruno, Charles. I think Tajir Ulanbekov, this is where we start having problems. His striking defense is bad, but provided he's able to get any type of grasp on Kai, he's submitting Kyle Sakura. Alex Perez. I think I've talked more shit about Alex Perez than I have any ranked UFC fighter ever. He will beat Kyle Sakura. Steve Erceg would do terrible things to Kyle Sakura. Tim Elliott already has. Kyoji Horiguchi and Tim, actually, matter of fact, both of these guys fought for the flyweight title over a decade ago. In their primes, Demetrius Johnson handled them. And yet they are still 5, 6, 7, whatever you want to call them, of the best fighters in the world at that weight class. That one gives way more validation to DJ's run, in case anyone ever has any doubt of that. And 2, proves Kyle Sakura fucking sucks. Not only would he lose against everyone right here, except for maybe Bruno Silva. I really do hate Bruno Silva and don't think he would win that fight. Outside of him, brother, minimum 50-50 odds. Maximum for Kai. Let's be honest here. Like, I have lost all faith, which sucks. I really like him. He's fun to watch. He's got a fan-friendly style, but we're just worried about winning fights here. And in terms of your career, you need to go back to Guangdong or wherever the fuck if you have any hopes of keeping it going. Long story short, you need to send this video to your grandma so she'll send me those Christmas cookies. I sincerely hope everybody here had a phenomenal Thanksgiving, is on their way to a very Merry Christmas. I hope you're all just absolutely leaking aura, bro. I swear to God, I hope everyone here is eating good. I hope their pockets is fat. Hope they feeling fat. I hope the holidays are great. If you or any of your loved ones have any issues, subscribe to the channel because that is the cure-all, I swear to God. I love every single one of you guys. I'm going to catch y'all later this week. Peace.